Hey everyone, welcome to today's Program Yourself Thin podcast. Today we're talking about making weight loss more enjoyable. I know it sounds like a crazy idea, but it can absolutely be more enjoyable than it's been for you. And the secret to making this happen is to give yourself some more time. The fact that you're always trying to lose weight as fast as humanly possible is literally the number one reason why you hate losing weight and why it stresses you out so much. You are putting yourself under so much pressure to lose weight quickly that you hate it now. And it's the opposite of enjoyable. And so the first step to making it enjoyable is to give yourself some more time and to approach it differently. Instead of turning it into a race or a sprint to see how fast you can lose the weight, make it about how comfortable it can be to transform your life, to transform yourself into the person you want to be, to weigh what you want to weigh. And if you slow down and start to approach this systematically in a slower paced way, it's a lot of fun. It's really fun to change your behaviors. I know it takes more energy and the change isn't necessarily fun, but the results are so incredible. I mean, it's so amazing how fast and how much better you can feel by doing little things. You know, you're so fixated on the one thing of losing weight that you're missing all the other benefits that you're getting out of this. And the big benefits are if just today alone, right, you start making healthier food choices 50% of the time, what happens is you start to feel physically lighter, more energized, more comfortable. Mentally, you start to feel more optimistic, more hopeful, more excited. Emotionally, you start to feel more relaxed and calm. I did it. It was pretty good. And it starts to build on itself. When you only focus on the weight's the only thing that inspires you. But when you let the weight go a little bit, we still want to lose weight, and you start making about more than just weight, it really changes everything up because now you have an opportunity to connect and appreciate all the little things that start going right for you when you start making better food choices that lead to weight loss. And the more you start to think and focus on it this way and approach your weight loss with this mindset, the more enjoyable it becomes. Because each and every day that you start making better food choices, better lifestyle decisions, not perfect ones, better ones, each and every day you make better ones than the day before, you start to feel better. You start to enjoy the process. When you don't overwhelm yourself and try to change everything all at once, it's enjoyable. And I think a good reference point, if you want to learn a musical instrument, you know, if you say, I got to learn all of it by this month and I got to practice 10 hours a day so I do it quickly, well, that's going to make it a miserable process. If you slow down and practice 10, 15 minutes a day, learning some songs that you like to learn, some little melodies, some cool things you can play for people when there's a piano around, start learning little things at a time, it starts to become a lot more enjoyable. You know, so again, the secret to making it enjoyable is to change the way that you're approaching it, to give yourself some more time and to enjoy the little wins, the small improvements that happen each and every day. Honor those, focus on those, internalize them, experience all the benefits from them. That's how you make weight loss enjoyable. And next thing you know, because you've enjoyed the process, you do it for a year, 5 years, 10 years for the rest of your life. And a year from now, you look back and you can't believe how far you've come. You can't believe the results you're experiencing because you've approached it completely different than you ever have in your life. And you realize that it wasn't about how fast you could lose the weight. It was about how comfortably you could lose the weight, how enjoyable you could make the process. And when you approach it that way, obviously you're bound for much better results. So if you have no idea how to approach it this way and you want to learn, please go to the link in my bio or programyourselfthin.com. Get the free hypnosis session I give you. Watch the video I made for you and read the free emails that I send you. All of it's free and it's all going to help you make weight loss a lot more enjoyable for yourself. So I hope this helps you out. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. And we'll get into them. What's up, Connie? How's it going? Let's see here. Get this missing stuff. All right, there it is. How you doing, Nara? I don't want to miss anyone if they said anything. All right. Whoop. Here go all the things. Just want to catch up. I don't want to miss anyone if anyone said anything. Kaja. Very interesting. There's a Baja in the program, and you're a Kaja. Kaja said, that's true. I'm bound to overeating. Now, instead of dishing up too much, I dish up less and say, I'll have more later. It works. I don't feel deprived and mostly end up not having more. Yeah, true story, right? That's a great strategy. Reducing your eating is such a obviously a key strategy, but I love what you're saying there. The idea of more later, we all hopefully you know that if you follow me at all, I'll have it later is probably one of the most effective, useful things you could ever say in order to change your eating. Lucy says, have you ever been overweight? Yes, I've been overweight. 30 years ago, I was 50 pounds heavier than I am now. And I've been the same weight. I dropped the 50 pounds and I've kept it off for 30 years. 12 years ago, I had a blip where I put like 25 pounds on. So, you know, my whole life, well, it's certainly built around this. I mean, you'll find that again, what I always try and share with you all is that one thing that makes what I'm talking about different in my program different is that most diets are all about how to lose weight and get to your goal weight. And then the rest of it's up to you. For me, it's all about living at your goal weight, right? So I talk about like weight mastery, not weight loss. Every diet's about weight loss. I'm talking about weight mastery, and the difference being that weight loss is about getting to your goal weight. Weight mastery is about living at your goal weight. And they're two totally different things. And so Program Yourself Thin's built around people that had successfully lost weight and kept it off for at least 2 years. I began interviewing these people, and certainly I found out what they ate and exercise, all that stuff, but it was more the mindset thing I was really fixated on. And so I've been studying mindset of people who have successfully lost weight and kept it off for 30 years. And that's what I think makes what I'm saying a lot different, because every weight loss thing that you've ever studied in your life, I know for a fact, is always about how quickly can you lose the weight. And the strategies you use to lose weight quickly are completely different than the strategies you used to get the weight off and then keep it off for the rest of your life. So again, I sit before you as someone who, without having come across this material and gone down this path I went, I imagine I would be probably 60, 70 pounds heavier than I am now, right on the edge of obese. I don't think I would have been obese, but I do think that, yeah, I definitely know I would have, because again, I've gone through so much mindset wise, lifestyle wise, eating wise, transforming so much to become the version of myself that you see before you. And, it's been a holistic approach to transforming myself into a thin and healthy person. But yes, was overweight and, ate like shit. And so, yeah. So Kelly says, not having to think about it as much as helping me enjoy this more. I was so obsessed with what I was doing, wondering what I was doing wrong. Yeah, and I get that, Kelly. It's so true. The dieter mindset. Oh my goodness, what an awful place. And again, that dieter mindset. I'm never picking on you dieters. I'm pointing it out though, because you've been infected with the diet virus, the diet mind virus. And it was very intentionally created in a lab by diet companies. And I mean this fucking literally, because all the big diet companies you know about and have learned from and subconsciously reference about how to lose weight are all owned by big food companies. Weight Watchers was owned by Heinz. Jenny Craig was owned by Nestle. The company that owns Atkins Food Products owned by the same company as Cinnabon and Auntie Anne's Pretzels. The company that owns Slim Fast owned by the same company as Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream. So you have been tricked, conditioned, hypnotized, brainwashed, whatever word you want to use. You've been duped by the diet industry to think about dieting like a dieter. And how's the results going? Well, I know how they're going. They're going shitty and they never last. And so you're in this mental prison put there by the diet industry. And it's my job every day to get here and try and break you out. That's how I look at it. And I take my job seriously. There's a mission for me. So, I'm here every day, Monday through Friday, usually around noon, to try and break you guys out of your diet prison, get you to stop thinking like dieters. So I get it, Kelly. Yeah. Dieters all think the same way, by the way. I know how you all dieters think more than you do. I've been focused on this for 30 years and I've done almost 6,000 private weight loss sessions. So I know how dieters think. But the good news is that if you can change your thinking, if you can stop thinking like a dieter and approach this process differently, you're on track to get much better results, because dieting is a trap. It's a trick. It's a scam. Doesn't work. It's a never ending roundabout rotary. when driving, right? It's a hamster wheel that you can't get off of. So the good news, you can get off of it, but not, you have to stop for a second and reflect and say, I'm too smart to be struggling this hard. What's going on? It ain't you. It ain't your willpower. It's your dieting mindset. Jane says, hi from Italy. I just started following you. I love the way you reason and face losing weight. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. That's what I'm here for, is to, I think I was put on this earth to see weight loss from a different angle and, to share that with people. So I appreciate you saying that. Heather says, started Weight Watchers a few weeks ago. I have autoimmune pancreatitis. Any tips? Yeah, I mean, my big tip to you, Heather, would be please go to my bio, click the link and get the hypnosis session I made. It'll help you. Watch the video I made. It'll help you regardless of autoimmune pancreatitis. It'll help you with the Weight Watchers stuff. And then you might find that you don't even want to do Weight Watchers because there's a better way. Weight Watchers, out of all the things, is historically been the best, probably. However, Weight Watchers in its current, Weight Watchers, it's just a marketing company. It came from a good place. Weight Watchers, I don't mean to shit all over Weight Watchers, by the way, but I'm setting you up for when it stops working. Oh boy, do I sound negative. I don't mean to sound so negative, but I'm going to assume, Heather, it's probably not the first time you ever started Weight Watchers, or could have been. But for most people do Weight Watchers and it doesn't work for you. So again, I'm just going by the numbers here, but if that ends up happening, it's not your fault. It's Weight Watchers' fault. Weight Watchers isn't going to teach you. They'll talk about counting points. And again, if you could find a meeting, you might find some okay stuff if you get a good team leader. But typically you're being told what to do and no one ever really shows you how to get yourself to do it. And that's diets in a nutshell. Everyone's just telling you what you should do, what you should eat, how you should track points, how you should, live your life. But no one ever really kind of shows you how to get yourself to do it consistently. And I find this to be the missing piece of most weight loss puzzles. And so that's really a focus for mine, is how do you get yourself to do the things you know you should? How do you get yourself to eat in a way where your points are under where they're supposed to be, and that's the part that I find very few people ever talk about. So if you watch my tip for you is, if you go to my bio, click the link, get the free hypnosis session, watch the video I made, read the emails, I'll start to put some new ideas in your head. And, that'll probably support you and help you, because again, it's not, the Weight Watcher system is fine. All the diets work if you do them. It doesn't matter. Pick whatever diet you want. If you follow the diet the way it's laid out, you'll probably lose weight. Okay. Rarely is the problem the diet doesn't work. The problem is that you can't follow it. Right. And that's the part no one ever talks about. So again, good luck with it. I hope you kill it. I hope you lose all the weight you want. But I just want you to know, if you don't, it's not because there's something wrong with you. Diets have a 95% failure rate. Weight Watchers has, I'm not saying it's to bum you out, but again, chances are it's not going to work for you. And what I'm here to protect you all from is you internalizing and say, "Oh, it's my fault. I'm a fucking jerk. I have no willpower. I have no self-control. I'm a food addict." Dieters always blaming themselves and never blaming the diets. And when something has a 95% failure rate, might be a good idea to blame the thing that has a 95% failure rate, not you. I find dieters just beat the shit out of themselves, right? And dieting just becomes, every time you do a diet, it ultimately ends the same way every time. I don't care what diet you've ever done. I don't care how many times you've done it. It always ends the same way, that you feel like shit about yourself because you say, "Oh, I can't do it. I can't follow it. I can't keep it up. There's something wrong with me." And that's bullshit. And that's literally the number one reason I'm here, because that belief is it's so disempowering. It's such a shitty way to have to go through life thinking that you're broken or there's something wrong with you because you can't follow some stupid ass diet. So I have your best intentions in mind. So I may sound negative, but I promise you I'm here to support you. Yeah. He says, "Hello, sir. Thanks for the content." You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoy it. Lucy says, "Yes, I agree. What's one of the mindset traits you see in people who have kept the weight off?" That's a great question. The biggest mindset trait I believe I noticed when it comes to people that live at their goal weight versus people that just want to lose weight is they have a much different time frame in their mind. The weight loss is just a phase. And ideally, the weight loss phase is a tiny percentage of the whole thing. Again, depending on how much weight you have to lose, it might take you a couple months, maybe a couple years to get to your goal weight. And then the rest of the time you want to live there. Right. And so I think the biggest thing I see mindset wise with people that successfully live at their new goal weight for the rest of their lives is they approach it differently, and they don't have this bullshit arbitrary time frame around it. Let me break it down in a slightly different way. If you think about how you approach weight, and I don't even know you, but I'm going to explain how you think more than you've ever thought in your life, I bet. Okay. When it comes to weight. So when you think about weight loss, what happens is subconsciously you think of it as a temporary thing. You think about, I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to change how I eat or how I live for a little while so I can lose the weight until I lose the weight. And as soon as you think of it as a temporary thing, well, the next thought that comes up is, well, I'm going to do it as quick as possible. Why not? Let's get it over with. It's kind of miserable. It sucks. Let's just get it done with. Okay. And as soon as you think that, how can I do it the quickest? You subconsciously choose the most extreme plans. Right. And they are extreme. You may think they're not extremes. You've normalized to it, but the idea that you're completely going to change your eating in one day, 100% is a pretty extreme thing. And so subconsciously you're thinking of your weight loss like it's a sprint. Okay. As a sprint, you're thinking as a sprint. And when you think of a sprint, a race, we just had the Olympics, a sprint, you need to be absolutely perfect to win that race. If you run a sprint against other people and you trip a little bit, you lost. The only thing that wins a sprint is absolute perfection. Okay. So now that diet mindset, it's got you thinking, okay, it's temporary. I want to do it as quick as possible. So I'm going to do the most extreme shit. And if I want to do it as quick as possible and I want to get this done, I got to be perfect. And I'm going to get amazing results in this short amount of time. And that's how you go into it every time. And the second you make a little mistake, it feels catastrophic. And so I would suggest to you that the combination of overwhelming yourself by trying to change everything all at once and the expectation that you want to get the results as fast as possible prevents you from being able to make any mistakes. And as soon as you make a mistake, which of course you're going to make mistakes, you're trying to act in a completely new way. So as soon as you make a mistake, it feels catastrophic and blows you off the path. So that mindset really sets you up for failure each and every time. And it's probably why you will probably fail as a dieter to ever actually live at your goal weight. Does that sound negative? Because tough shit if it does, because it's facts. They're all around you. You've experienced it yourself. So it's time to start articulating this thing differently. Stop being a victim to the diet industry, and step up. And so what's the alternative? Well, the alternative is that you say, I'm going to master my weight. Well, how fast can I lose weight? How fast are you losing weight this month? I don't give a shit. I'm going to master it. I don't care how long it takes me. I'm going to do it slowly and strategically as comfortably as I can. But I'm committed to this. I want to make this happen. I don't give a shit if I get results this month, next month, this year. I don't care. I'm going to master this. You ain't never had that attitude, But if you did, you know what I mean? And then you learn the right things, it's a completely different process. But you dieters are all conditional. Okay. Meaning that you'll do your crazy shit as long as the scale shows up with weight loss within a week or two. Because how long could you go without the scale showing weight loss? A week or two, right? And then you quit. So we got to be able to deal with that. That's the number one kind of motivation issue, is that the way you're thinking about weight loss, you're really set up for failure. And the second you make a mistake or the scale doesn't show you what you want to see or expected, you're pretty much devastated. And it's very difficult to keep going. And that's the problem with most of you dieters. You really can't get started because you can't get past a couple days. Right? Why can't you get past a couple days? Because every time you start a diet, it's stressful and overwhelming. So you got literally everything working against you because it's such an elegant mind fuck that these companies have done to you all. Done all of it. It did to me too, but I was able to break free of it. But these diet companies have got you trapped. And why wouldn't they want you to be trapped? They get you coming and going. They get you paying you money for their shitty diets. And then they fill your head with rocks so that you end up eating their shitty food for the rest of your life. So it's a great scam. But it's unfortunate for you because you're suffering the consequences of it physically, mentally, and emotionally, financially, energetically, in every way, spiritually. Every single way of your life is impacted negatively by if you're overweight and unhappy with it. It's all every part of your life's affected by that. So, yeah. Kaiser says, I've only lost 7 kilograms in the last year. It's painfully slow, but I know it's a lifestyle change. So I like your phrase about weight mastery. There you go. Right? I've only lost 7 kilograms, right? So that's like 15 pounds. I don't know how overweight you are. I'm going to assume you're probably not that overweight with that sort of weight loss. I could be wrong. Right? But what I would suggest you do, Kaja, if you're still here, and I suggest all you do this because, again, this is just a little mindset trick for you. But thinking about how much weight you lost is very unmotivating because it's just this disembodied arbitrary number. I lost 7 kilograms. I lost 15 pounds. And you keep saying that, but it doesn't mean much. So what I would suggest is you put the number, amount of weight of you've lost in a percentage, meaning, let's say you want to lose 100 pounds and you've lost 50 pounds. Instead of saying I lost 50 pounds, I lost 50 pounds, I say I'm 50% of the way to my goal. So I don't know, 7 kilograms. I don't know how much weight you ultimately want to lose. But if you've lost 7 kilograms and you ultimately want to lose 21 kilograms, okay, you're 33% of the way to your goal. You're a third of the way to your goal. Because what that does is it gives you context for where you're at in the process. Because if we just say the number, it doesn't mean much, you know? And so if it took me a year to get 30, 40% of the way to my goal, I'm fine with that. Why? Because first of all, I have no time frame and I approach weight loss like college. You know, what if you went through college like you do dieting? You never would have got through college. What if you got through the first month of college and you're like, I don't know, you went to college to be an accountant. I don't know how to be an accountant. Oh my God, this isn't working. I don't know how to do accounting. I don't know how to do this. This is not working. It's not working. Oh my God. That's not how you went through college. What'd you do? You believed in the system. You dedicate yourself to it. You say, okay, it's going to take 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, however long. And then you went into it, you trusted the process. That's not what you're doing with dieting. With dieting, you're like the farmer who plants a seed and digs it up every day to see if it started growing. You know, you're so impatient. It's, you know, it's a crucial part of why you keep failing, you know, but to me to lose, again, and I don't know what your ultimate weight loss goal is, but to be 20, 30, 40% of my way to my goal in a year in a way that if I'd lost that weight comfortably in a way that was sustainable, a way that I could build on, I'd be feeling like $1 million. But that's because I have a different mindset. So it's painfully slow because this is tedious. Tedious. How much weight did you lose the year before? Zeros? Oh, you put 5 pounds on and this is tediously slow? What are you basing that on? I find most people base their weight loss speed on bullshit. There's no real, why do you think it's slow or fast? How much weight do you typically lose in a year, folks? Shouldn't you factor that number in before you say something's tediously slow? If the last 10 years you gained 5 pounds a year and this year you lose 20 pounds, but it took you a year and that's tediously slow, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? You know, and I just find that to be a funny way to look at it. So again, it's not your fault. You've been programmed, hypnotized to just think a lot of dumb shit that doesn't support you because the diet companies don't want you to live at your goal weight. Prove me wrong. How can 72% of the population be overweight and obese if diets had if they worked at all? Everyone's been on a diet. I forget the number now, the amount of diets that people try over a lifetime, but it's a lot. And so if diets had any real success rate at all, how the fuck is the population in America 72% overweight or obese? Anyways. Yeah, he says, it sounds like we've been brainwashed. It's a struggle. Yeah, it is a struggle. I get it. So what's the solution? I like that question. The solution is you've got to, I believe anyways, I mean, this is one person's solution, take it or leave it. But I believe you need to shift your goal focus, right? Stop focusing on, I just want to lose weight. I just want to lose weight. I just want to lose weight. I just want to get my goal weight. I would change that goal I want to lose weight to, I want to get to my goal weight and then live the rest of my life at my goal weight on near autopilot. And I just want to point out, if you've never heard me before, you've never once articulated your goal that way. You have not. No, you haven't. You're always obsessed on just losing weight. And I would suggest that you change and that's what you get, by the way, right? You're so obsessed with losing weight that you get to keep on doing it. So you're getting you're getting literally exactly what you want. I just want to lose weight. I just want to lose weight. I just want to lose. Great. You lost the weight. Now you want us to keep losing weight. Right? I just want to lose weight. I just want to lose it. Okay. We lost the weight. How do we lose more? Put it back on. All right. I just want to lose weight. And you're just stuck in this cycle. You don't think it's literal? You don't think you got a powerful brain in your head? You don't think your mind is extremely literal? Then how do you explain your situation? You think about weight loss 24 hours a day. So how do you explain your results? Please don't tell me it's your metabolism. So the alternative is to say, I want to live at my goal weight for the rest of my life on near autopilot. You've never said that. And once you make that your goal, isn't that actually more accurate to what goal you want to achieve? Don't you find it odd you've never said that? And if you've never even articulated that as a goal, how the fuck would you ever achieve it? Because I'll tell you the worst way to get to your goal weight and live there for the rest of your life on autopilot. You want to know the worst ways to make that happen? Keto, Weight Watchers, 1,200 calories a day, tracking every calorie, counting points, doing some crazy shit, starving yourself, right? Those are the worst ways because they're unsustainable. The more rigid and strict your diet is, the less sustainable it is, unless you're likely to live there. But again, you guys don't give a shit because you just want to lose weight. If you just want to lose weight, extreme things, the solution. This is the path. If you want to live at your goal weight, you got to take a different approach. It's got to be more sustainable because it's all built around sustainability. My goal is sustainability, not weight loss. Hope this makes sense. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Julie says Weight Watchers worked great till I gained back to 85 pounds. That's a good one, Julie. You got me there. I mean, the beginning, yeah, Weight Watchers worked great until I gained back the 85 pounds I lost. I went right back to bad habits because I lost motivation. Yeah, and that's the whole other thing too, by the way. There's this another piece of the puzzle is that you dieters, your motivation usually comes from watching the scale go down. You're motivated by the weight loss, meaning you have the pleasure of the food you trade for the pleasure of the scale going down. And you're excited about watching the scale go down. That's what feeds you. That's what nourishes you. That's what motivates you. Okay, so the scale going down motivates you, right? Okay, so what happens once the scale gets to its final point and stops going down? What motivates you then? Oh, being at my goal weight, Jim. Then why did 95% of people put the weight back on if that was true? I'm sorry, what? What? You know, it's a bunch of bullshit. It must not be that motivating. So, what motivates me? What motivates me? My weight has been the same weight basically for 30 years. The weight, it's really not the motivating factor. What it is in Program Yourself Thin, we take weight and we wrap it in personal development. So this is not a weight loss process for me and people in my program. It's a personal development process. It's about becoming the best version of you possible, inside and out. And one part of that is weighing what you want, but there's a lot more context to it. You dieters are just so obsessed with just the number on a scale and how you look that there's not enough motivation for you to ever get your goals. And so I'll take any of your shitty dieting motivation, which I'll get into that in a minute. You weigh what you want. You're not even motivated to lose weight, by the way. If you're a dieter and you're not actively losing weight, it's because you're not motivated. You don't want to lose weight. No, you want to lose weight, but you don't want to lose weight as much as you want to keep eating and living the way you're living. Why? Because the way you think about weight loss, you've been conditioned by the diet industry to think, I want to lose weight so I can look better. And don't bullshit me. I know your main goal is you want to look better. And I'm here to tell you that ain't enough. It's not enough motivation. It's literally defined as extrinsic motivation. It's the weakest form of motivation. And what are you going to tell me that you're motivated 10 out of 10 and you're not losing weight? That's bullshit. You're not motivated. That's why you keep eating the bullshit and not losing weight. So how do you get more motivated? You make it more meaningful. What if I said, hey, this month, if you lose weight, I got a briefcase for $1 million waiting for you. Would you be able to lose weight? Would it be the easiest weight you ever lost? Yeah. Why? Because you're actually motivated. You're not motivated right now. You don't even know how to get yourself motivated. And so the motivation for me, why am I still motivated? How come I'm as motivated right now as I was the day I started when I was 50 pounds heavier? Why am I more motivated now? Because my focus isn't exclusively weight. It's about being the best version of myself possible. And that process never ends. I was just talking about this in a coaching call that I'm set up for lifelong success because my entire life, I'm focused on getting a little bit better than I was yesterday. And that jazzes me up. It's fun. It's something to look forward to. There's always something to improve on and grow and evolve and get better. It's very inspiring to a human brain. Your weight loss, it's all about getting to some finished point. And then what, just living at that weight forever? What are you looking forward to? So now you don't have the weight loss to look forward to, you don't have the food to look forward to. So what's motivating you? Fucking nothing. That's why 95% of people put the weight back on. I don't know. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy, but at the very least, these are real numbers and real problems I'm talking about. So at least it's a different take on it. I know you don't hear this take very often. And at the very least, I hope it spurs you to question some of the shit you're just walking around that's running around in your head that you're never questioning when it comes to weight. That's the nature of hypnosis. You're in a trance. You're in a diet or trance. And I hope you get out of it. Your life depends on it. Yeah, there you go. Kelly's in the program. I'm in this for the long haul. Yeah, people that are in the program are usually in it for the long haul. They're more motivated folk. What's up, Jen? Nurse says, long day at work today. Now I'm going to meet a friend and then go home, have my salad, have a bath, and sleep 8 hours to relax myself then. Yeah, I'll do the same thing. The surgery coming up. I'm a little anxious. It's coming up. I got less than 48 hours, I believe, that I'll be chopped up and fixed, I hope, but I'll be in a lot of pain and uncomfortable. So working on that. But Nura, that's wonderful. I love, see, Nura's in the program, but it's like, listen to that. Have a bath, sleep 8 hours, relax myself. Then I love that. That's what it's like. I asked this question the other day, which again, I know you dieters never think about this, but have you ever started a diet and felt more relaxed? Is there any diet you've done that's relaxing and calming to you? And I know the answer is no. And that just gets to a core premise of weight loss that you really ought to reflect on. If the way you're trying to lose weight stresses you out, what association do you have between your eating and your stress levels? Do you think they operate independently? Do you not think that the more stressed you are, the shittier you eat typically? And so every time you start a diet, don't you think it's odd that you would put yourself under more stress and overwhelm to eat better? Am I crazy? It seems like a fucking, I don't know. I don't know. When you put it that way, doesn't it seem silly? Just that all these diets aren't fast food. You have to keep doing them for 30 years. Oh, there you go. That's true too, right? If you want to keep the weight off, you got to keep them doing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying. Oh, these diets aren't really quick if you have to keep redoing them for 30 years. Yeah. Good point. Right. I always say that. What's fast and slow weight loss, by the way? Because you guys have been jerked around and you got such a goofy idea because you think fast weight loss is the diets. You think losing 20 pounds a month for 3 months and then putting it all back on, that's how you define fast weight loss. I guarantee it. Think about it, right? The fastest weight loss is almost always the shortest weight loss you're going to experience. But you keep believing it's the fastest. So what's faster, to lose 25 pounds a month for 3 months and then put it all back on? Is that fast weight loss? Or is losing 25 pounds a year for 3 years and keeping it off forever fast weight loss? Which one's fast and which one's slow? You feel yourself kind of coming out of the trance a little bit? It's all a mindset trance. That's the problem here. Julie says, this morning's mantra for me is that I believe in myself. That's motivating. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. That's a big part of the program. A big part of programming yourself then is putting new mantras, new thoughts, new ideas into your mind. We've all been raised by corporations that want to sell us food and diets and bullshit and medicine and all this stuff. Where are you getting a steady dose of positive, encouraging, supportive messages? Let me know. That's what Program Yourself then is. It's the opportunity to relax. You start every day, 5-minute session. You start every day relaxed and calm, breathing more deeply. Why don't you try it out? See if it feels better. Why don't you relax your shoulders for a second? Relax your stomach. Take a deep breath. Does it feel a little bit better? Bring your attention inwards. Start to pay attention to what's going on in here, how you feel. What are you thinking and focusing on? What are you saying to yourself? Do you think any of these things may impact your eating and ultimately your weight? Do you notice that you're always stressed? You're always like this? Do it. Tense up your shoulders. Breathe shallow. Start feeling anxious. Start speaking to yourself real mean. I gotta lose weight. Fat shit. Gotta lose weight. How's that feel? What kind of eating do you think you're going to do in that state? Do you think it might have anything to do with your weight? I don't mean to come off as snarky, but What are we doing here? I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist. This isn't rocket science. You know what I mean? That's the funny part of hypnosis is that you're conditioned to think in one way. It's not a logical, rational thing. Dieting is not logical, rational. You're not going to tell me dieting's logical and rational, are you? You can't tell me joining Weight Watchers for the 30th time is a logical, rational thing to do, is it? Why would the 30th time be any different than the previous 29? But you got to ask yourself the question, how many times have you started your diet? How many times have you tried to go keto? What's going to be different this time? You know? KT, how's it going? KT says, did you send out something about the live training? I thought it was today. Just don't want to miss it. Yeah, that live training, I think I'm gonna have to push that off. I might be able to do it tomorrow, but I doubt it. I'm really trying to get so much stuff set up because I don't know what's going to happen with this surgery. So I'd really want to do that first 5 pounds training this week. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen because I got today, I'm pretty much all out with coaching calls. And then tomorrow I got some time. And I just don't know if that's what I'm going to do with that time. So it might be next week. Hopefully, I don't know. They tell me, they say could be 6 weeks, could be 6 months. So I don't know what to expect until I wake up out of surgery, and then I will know. So my fingers crossed. I'm hoping that it's everything's going well and I'm back next week. I don't really care about moving the shoulder so much. I just care mentally. I'm in the space where I can do my work, and so it'll probably happen next week. But and I can't wait. That first 5 pounds, by the way, I mean, again, people already give me feedback. How about it's only been out there for a couple days. Someone's telling me they already lost 6 pounds. Another person is like, it's amazing. You know, like, and this is the person I've been working for a little bit. And I couldn't believe it. I talked to him yesterday. I don't know if you're here, Baja, but it was like, she was like a different person. The session's so good. The first 5 pound session is so good. So I hope those of you that are on my list, I hope you clicked it when you could. Heather B says, I'm following the Mediterranean diet. Nice. That's a good diet to follow, I'd say. He says, I had my gallbladder removed, lost 50 pounds in a month and a half, gained it all back shortly. Yeah, I mean, that'll happen. I mean, you know, someone was just talking about that with me. Like they'd gotten sick, pretty sick, you know, and they'd for like 4 months and they lost a bunch of weight and then they start feeling better and they go back to their old things. This is the problem, like dieting. This is the problem in general, in my opinion, of how people try and create change. Most people, again, I think in order to really create change, you got to understand your mind. You got a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is your prefrontal cortex, is about 10% of your brain. Your subconscious mind is the other 90%. 90% is the part running your habitual thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, which I always say it's basically the part running your weight. And so you have all these subconscious associations, very Pavlovian, that are driving your behaviors and ultimately your weight. And most diets really are just about, okay, these are the associations. Let's just fight against them. So you fight against your cravings, you fight against your hunger, you fight against your behaviors for a little while. And you can only do it for so long. And then what do? You always revert back to what you do naturally. You revert back to your associations. The difference with Program Yourself Thin is that we're using our conscious mind and our willpower to reprogram our subconscious mind so that we can start to rely on our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors to keep us thin and healthy. So it's a much different approach with a different focus and goal. Kai just said, do you know more or less the rate at which the people lost weight who were able to keep it off? Because diet culture makes us believe we can lose like 20 kilograms in a month. I mean, again, it's a number. I've seen a lot of different numbers. I don't know how accurate these are, but I would say that the numbers I see really consistently forever, and it kind of matches up with what I've seen in my life, you know, that's more anecdotal. But again, the numbers of people that lose weight on a diet that put it back on is estimated between 85 and 95%. So 85 to 95% of people that lose weight on a diet put it all back on. So I would say that that's the numbers I've seen over and over again. And it seems pretty accurate from my experience, you know, with living in life and knowing people and working with people and all the rest of it. So, but yeah, diet culture is a bunch of bullshit. Bonbon says diets make you fat. Agreed. They make you fat. They make you miserable. Is more that's really the more motivating factor for me, is that I find the worst part. There's obviously the physical effects of the weight, and that's not that great. But to me, the worst part is always the mental and emotional stress people live under, because they can't change their behaviors and they beat themselves up because of it. And that's a big part of it too. Loretta says, I'm living and eating healthy and I look great. Do you think it's okay to say I'm good maintaining if I'm 20 pounds overweight? Yeah, absolutely, Loretta, because I think, your goal weight, there's another one to talk about, what's your goal weight? How do you choose the right goal weight? Okay, the BMI is a nice reference point for sure. But at the end of the day, you get to weigh what you want to weigh. And to figure out what the right weight is for you, we have to take into sides, both sides of the equation. Most people, and I've done this for a long time, and I work with extremely successful people that are very, very smart. And I will say, what's your goal weight? And they will tell me, and I'll say, why'd you pick that? And they'll say, I don't know, because that's what I weighed when I was 18. That's what, I don't know. That's what BMI chart says. Well, that's what the doctor said. And it's like, when I hear that answer, I know there's not much personal meaning in it. And if there's not much personal meaning in it, you're not going to be that motivated. So when we look at the goal weight I would suggest that you choose should be based on what weight is going to give me the best quality of life. All right. And so in order to figure that out, we have to take into account that the weight in of itself is just one side of the equation. The other side of the equation is how you have to eat and live to achieve that weight. So you can't just pick this really low weight that you want to live at without taking into account how you're going to have to eat and live in order to achieve it. And this is where I think a lot of dieters are at. You got some weight you want to weigh, but you're not willing to live and eat that way. And so you got this incongruence in you. You've got this tug of war, this battle, right? The part of you wants to weigh this really low weight that you weighed when you were 19, and this other part of you does not want to eat and live that way to achieve it. So I think for most people, a lot of times you got to kind of take those things into account and figure out where's the best return on investment. And so for you, Loretta, I think you're in that sweet spot, because when it comes to health and weight, studies now, I'm of the mindset that when you look at a BMI chart, and a BMI chart's not a perfect thing, but it's pretty good. If you're not an outlier person, like a really short person or a bodybuilder, that's a good rule of thumb, I would say. And so if you're in the normal range, well, that's great for your health. If you're in the overweight range, the first half of it's shown that sometimes those people are healthier than the normal weight people. So health wise, it seems like you're in a good space between being halfway into the underweight, normal weight, halfway into the overweight. That seems like a range where your health is kind of, you're in a good spot now. It depends on your lifestyle, your fitness, what you're doing there. So for you, Loretta, being 20 pounds overweight, that's your own decision. And so if you're able to live that 20 pounds overweight and you're happy with the weight, you like how you look, you like how you feel, your health is good, and you're able to do that comfortably, congratulations, you did it. And you've been able to maintain it. Great job. Goal weight's flexible. For me, I told you like 12 years ago, I put like 25 pounds on, and it was a very, very stressful, challenging time of life. And so I dropped about 15 pounds of it pretty quick, but I raised my goal weight up by 10 pounds too for that period of time. So you can adjust your goal weight depending on life. So Loretta, congratulations. Right? Loretta says, love your positive attitude and rewarding self for even the small wins. Good. I'm glad. Yeah. The rewarding yourself for the small wins is so important. Yeah, you can have both. You can have the food and the weight loss. Yes, enjoy delicious food and also lose is the key for me. It takes me out of the diet mentality. 1,000% agreed. You do not need to give up any food. You may have to eat it differently, but you do not have to give up any food. And I'm a big believer that not giving up your favorite foods is actually a central piece of mastering your weight. My entire eating blueprint is built around my favorite foods and overeating it. So mindset wise, it's really helpful. And he says, excellent explanation, Jim. You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. User 296 says, my surgery gave me more motivation, less weight on my knees. Good luck with yours, Jim. Thank you. Yes, I feel the same way. I'm so excited because I've had this shoulder thing going on for 4 years, and it's been a lot of negative consequences because of it. I mean, the pain, obviously, but it's prevented me from being able to do more resistance training. I've gotten weaker. I'm more uncomfortable. It's limited myself image of what I imagine myself doing has got older. So I'm really excited to get this fixed. And I absolutely framed it in a way that motivates me more moving forward. And one of the ways is working out. I've never really liked working out, but since it's been taken away from me for the last 4 years, now it's like I think about it much differently. And now I feel really lucky to be able to work out comfortably. And so again, I take everything that happens to me and I use it for my own benefit. It's called utilization. It's a hypnosis technique. And I appreciate you saying that about the surgery, because that's definitely how I'm approaching this. Cindy says the weight loss industry pushes diets that, the weight loss industry pushes dieting that fast weight loss is the best. It pushes it. Fast weight loss is the best. Yeah, absolutely. But and that's fine. Let them do that. But you all have to stop internalizing that, because virtually without exception, fast weight loss is short-term weight loss. Fast weight loss is temporary weight loss. You don't believe that? I mean, how could you not believe that? And so at some point, that fast weight loss that you've been programmed to think in terms of is part of the problem. And so, oh my God, I can't, thinking about doing it slowly is so unmotivating. Well, then great, deal with that now. Because what do you want to do? Do all that work and effort to lose the weight and then just put it back on because you never got your mindset right? I don't know. Fumsy Plush, my favorite username. Hi, Jim. Ever since I realized weight loss process is an unending game, life is better and easier for me. Yeah, exactly. Savannah put that great. Savannah is one of my favorites on here. She's lost over 100 pounds and maintained it for 6 months, but she's right on the same wavelength of what I'm talking about. One of my favorite things she said, though, and I know that this diet, as a dieter, this hits you right in the gut, but it's like, why are you so worried about, what you're eating with the diet? Because you're never going to change it. If you want to stay at your goal weight, you're going to eat that new way forever. And I think a lot of dieters freak out when they think that, which again reveals some unhelpful programming you got going on in your mind, which there'd be a lot of. Yeah, use Chinese 6. The definition of insane, expecting the same result. Yep, absolutely. I mean, I always, by that definition, I would say dieters are the most insane people on the planet. Because is there any group of people that do the exact same shit over and over and over and over and over, really believing it's going to work? Like the idea that you might think that you're going to start your plan on Monday and it's going to be any different than the last 50 times you've tried to start a plan. Like, why would you think that? And what happens is, you have to understand, the diet industry revolves around the false hope syndrome. So they just try to get you fired up. And it's a trance state where you're not thinking clearly, and you go into it and you try it and it doesn't last. And then you forget all about it. And you go back into it and do the same thing again. How many times have you repeated the same cycle with your diets? Get real upset about your weight, get real fired up. You're going to do it this time. Stick to it really hard and do everything perfect for a little while. Get overwhelmed, bored, or sick of it. Go back, just repeat it over and 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 over. If you want different results, you got to do something different. If you want different outcomes, you got to take different actions. So the action I'd suggest, if you're not in my world, is go click the link in my bio, get the hypnosis session, watch the video I made for you. Julie says, bought donuts over the weekend for my son and me. Just found the unopened box with stale donuts. How did I forget them? It's magic. Yes. Julie's in the program. So again, what you think about yourself, how you think about yourself with food is very limited. It's not the full spectrum of possibility of who you can be. You've been conditioned to think of yourself in a very narrow way, programmed, you could say. Okay. And you can be a different version of yourself. So that's great, Julie. Super proud of you. Julie's a superstar anyway. She's in the program, and not only is she in the program, but she's doing the program and internalizing it in a very, very positive way, very effective way. So, all right, everyone, got to get out of here. So thank you very much. I appreciate you guys a lot. I appreciate the questions. I wish you the best with whatever path you end up taking. If you're not in my world yet, first thing I do is follow me, right? Because you never know. If you've never, seen me before, you like what I'm saying, I put videos out all the time. So, follow me to see the videos. Go to my email, go to my bio, click the link, get the hypnosis session, watch the video, get my email list. I send free stuff all the time. I just this week sent the first 5 pound session. This thing is a barn burner. This is a great session. I just gave it away for free. I'm going to do the training, but it's probably going to be next week now. Sorry for that, but that's going to support the session, and that'll be there. And then the podcast is Program Yourself In. So if you ever want to listen to this, you can go to any podcast platform, search Program Yourself In, and each day put the new ones up. And if you ever want to get on here and ask any questions, feel free to get on here. Usually noonish Eastern time. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. all at the same time, multi-streaming. So you can get on any of those and ask any questions, and I'm happy to help you. And if you're really serious, go get the program. If you really want to do something different, go make a real commitment and join the program. And I'll see you in there, and we'll get you started so you can master your weight. All right, want to have a super duper day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.